January is the month when people embark on fad diets as a quick fix for losing weight. And one method taking over social media and Hollywood at the moment, you've probably seen it out there, are weight loss injections.
But there's a dark side with terrible side effects and an unregulated market which sees fraudulent websites selling fake jabs. Now experts are warning about the huge health risks to consumers.
So, we are joined now by Dr. Zoe for her insights on the subject. And she's alongside Michelle Sword, whose very own experience of buying weight loss jabs left her, would you believe it, fighting for her own life. So it's a fairly shocking story. And we're delighted you're in here to tell people today, Michelle, and warn people. Very brave of you. Zoe, good to see you this morning. Right, it's all over the news. Everyone's talking about it. What are they?
So everybody's talking about it. So these are injections that are now available on the NHS for some people that can help people with weight loss. So what they actually contain, the ones that we hear about mostly, things like Wegovy and Ozempic, they contain a drug called semaglutide, and that mimics a hormone that is naturally produced in our bodies. And the effect of that is that it reduces appetite. The stomach empties more slowly, so people tend to feel full very quickly, and therefore people eat less and they can lose weight. Now, Wegovy is licensed for weight loss. Ozempic is not. So anyone who is being prescribed Ozempic, they shouldn't be for weight loss. That's reserved only for type 2 diabetes. And then there's another drug called Saxenda, which is liraglutide, which has been available a little bit longer, works very similar. And then there's another drug that's out now and the FDA have approved in America and is going through nice regulatories at the moment. So these weight loss jabs are out there. They're available. On the NHS, they will only be prescribed as part of a weight management specialist service, so a tier 3 service or a bariatric service. And people are only just really starting to benefit from that. Those people who have potentially life-threatening obesity or severe obesity that's detrimental to their health.
I think that's where the confusion lies. Because they've been approved by the NHS, you're thinking that everything's safe.
And, you know, any drug that's prescribed, and actually drugs that are available over the counter, if you're going to take a drug, you have to weigh up the risks and the benefits. Now, if you have severe obesity that is putting you at risk of heart disease, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, then the risk-benefit equation is very different to somebody who would like to drop a dress size because, you know, as a society, we overvalue thinness, let's face it. And that overvaluing of thinness is killing people. So the risk-benefit equation, if you're somebody who just wants to drop a couple of dress sizes, and I get it, you know, I would like to be a size small, I would like to, but the risks of these medications are not worth it for that purpose.
And Michelle, it nearly killed you. Tell us what happened.
I bought what I thought was a skinny jab online and I opened it to have my first dose. However...
Your phone's buzzing, isn't it? That's OK. That's OK. You just give it a little flick.
We give it to our floor manager if it buzzes again. Can somebody come in and take Misha's phone a sec? There we go. Sorry. Sorry, Mish.
It's all right.
There we go.
That's usually someone saying you're on television, isn't it? Yeah.
So, very, very short time after, I realised what I'd just injected myself with was not what I thought. Within about 15, 20 minutes, I became incredibly disorientated, really dizzy, confused. Like I'd had a big night on the town. I felt really, really strange. Thankfully, my daughter had come home from her dad's early, and I said, I don't feel well, I'm going to go and lie down. I didn't go and lie down. So I came back downstairs. I was really, really confused. It's like I didn't know what I was doing. And within another couple of minutes, I'd lost consciousness. I'd fallen, I'd sort of slumped along in the living room. My daughter said I'd just stopped answering her. She was quickly alarmed, tried to help me, tried to get me a drink of water, tried to get me a little biscuit. She was really, really worried, so she rang my best friend, Vicky, and Vicky came and realised straight away something was really serious. I was sweating, my pupils were dilated, and I was completely unresponsive. I was really lucky. The paramedic got to me really, really quickly, within like 12 minutes. They realised quickly it was blood sugars. They did a lot of tests. It was blood sugars, and my blood sugars had plummeted to a really dangerous level.
So you'd actually been sold insulin?
It was insulin, and I didn't know it was insulin, and it wasn't. My daughter got it and gave it to Vicky, and Vicky gave it to the paramedics, and they were able to pull the label off, and that's when they realised it was an insulin pen.
And they purchased this off Facebook. What was it, a Facebook advert or marketplace? Or
Yeah, it was just, it was all over Facebook. And I was like, wow, you can get it really easy now. I was quite surprised that you could get this product really easy, because I'd known it was something that you should only get from a nurse or a doctor or on a pharmaceutical page. So I was surprised, and I just thought, you must be able to get it now. The world does change like that, doesn't it? Things become so accessible.
And that's why you're in here today, to tell your story, to warn people, because this is still happening, Zoe. You can go online and buy this stuff.
I know. And, you know, in an ideal world, if you're taking a drug that is a prescription drug, in an ideal world, you'll be sat with the person who's prescribing it. The world we live in now, drugs can be purchased online, and, you know, they can be purchased safely online. But, you know, they can also be purchased in an unsafe way online. So there are some things that you can do to try and keep safe. So if you're, you know, if there's no prescription involved for these drugs, then be very, very suspicious. There has to be a prescription somewhere. If you're asked to fill out a form and details on that form, they would usually ask for your GP details. Usually, whoever the prescriber is would look at that information and may ask some additional questions, and there always has to be a prescription. And, you know, if it's a Facebook page or social media, or if it's being sold in a nail salon or, you know, a beauty salon, then just be highly, highly suspicious.
I mean, Michelle, you're lucky you're still here. What would you say to anybody thinking about purchasing these unregulated markets of weight loss jabs online?
And I kind of have to remember that people are going to do it. If they've made up their mind that they're going to go and do this, do it right, do it safe and do it carefully. Research it, speak to medical advisors. Don't be fooled by what we see online. Don't be romanced by the promise of losing weight. Yeah. You know, you're gambling with your life. I was gambling with my children's mum, you know, and they nearly lost me, and it isn't worth taking the chances. Value yourself. You tell your children to be careful online. You tell your children to be watching out for dangers. Just remember it for yourself. As mums, we tend to get a little bit forgetful about our needs and what's good for us. So just don't take the gamble. It's not worth it.
Wise words, and very well put, Michelle. Thank you so much for coming in. You will have helped a lot of people today.
I hope so.
Really
I hope so.
Thanks, Mish. Thank you.
Zoe.
And thank you, Dr. Zoe.
Thanks so much. Good stuff. Wow.